Hey guys, it's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What I have for today, guys, is the next part of my hard rock slash metal CD collection, part 2. I grabbed a couple stacks here. I don't want to grab too many at a time because I want the videos to be really long. So let's jump right in and get started. First one we got here is Savage Master, Myth, Magic, and Steel. Really good traditional metal band, I think out of Utah. Female fronted vocalist, she's on the back there. Really cool band. I kind of bought this as a blind buy just based on the album cover. And they have 3 or 4 albums in total. I definitely want to pick them all up over time. Really good band. Definitely check them out. And the next CD here is my favorite CD out of my whole collection, to be honest. Rainbow Rising. It's my favorite album of all time. 6 perfect songs. Stargazer is my favorite metal song of all time. I listen to it daily without exaggeration. And it's just a beast of a song. It's so epic and just builds and builds and builds. Ronnie James Dio's best vocals, in my opinion. Superstar lineup with Jimmy Bain, Cozy Powell, and I'm drawing a blank, Richie Blackmore. And then the mighty, Martin Birch on production on top of that. It doesn't get better than this, folks. Crazy artwork as well. Just a perfect album in every way. Rising. Next one here, Pink Floyd, The Wall. Everyone knows this album. Crazy concept album from the 70s. Really fun to listen to. Great storytelling. Double album. Really good stuff. Had to have this. Love Pink Floyd. Really good band. Next one here, we got the debut from Ghost. One of my favorite album covers of all time, if not my favorite. I always love this album cover, just the way it looks. It looks like a horror movie, classic horror movie cover, kind of like Salem's Lot, kind of. One of the best logos in all of rock and metal as well, I think. This is the slipcase version, and this is easily, it's the same thing underneath. Easily my favorite Ghost album. It's the heaviest, it's the most satanic, and it's just a killer artwork and a great album. Love this album. My favorite by far by them. I definitely want to get a poster of that in my room. Or like a flag or something. Really cool artwork. What do we got here? The next 2 are greatest hits albums. We've got from Queen. Yeah, I think they're just greatest hits, like different volumes. So the one here, this has got We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, Another One Bites the Dust, Killer Queen, Somebody to Love. God, they had so many big songs. Somebody, Fat Bottom Girl, You're My Best Friend, crazy stuff. And then the other volume here, Classic Queen, it's called. Some Kind of Magic, Bohemian Rhapsody, Stone Cold Crazy, Hammer to Fall, Radio Gaga. So many good tunes. Queen is, outside of metal, like, thrash, traditional metal, Queen is my favorite band. Outside of anything out of the metal kind of realm, Queen has always been my favorite band. Above the Stones, the Beatles, always loved Queen. Freddie Mercury, greatest frontman of all time. Next one we got here, Airborne, Breaking Out of Hell. Really good hard rock band. If you love AC/DC, you'll love this band. They kind of have a similar kind of vibe. Kind of really just anthemic, fun party anthems. And a really good band. I'm not sure how many albums they have. I think I have like 2 or 3 of them, but they're really good, fun to listen to. And good in the summertime. Next one here, we got Antioch. This is number 4, Land of No Kings. I think they have another album after this one. I haven't picked it up, but I know I saw it on CDN Records. This is a band I blind bought through CDN Records based on one of the album covers. I love the band right away. They're from Ontario, Canada, locally to me, a traditional heavy metal band. And I still have to pick up their new one, but every time I see one of their albums on their distro, I always pick them up. They're pretty cheap there, so I've got like 3 or 4 of them now. Really good band. We've got Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy. Not that great of an album. I picked it up because it was like $5 to be honest with you. They had it on Black Friday or something one time. It's got a couple decent tracks, but I'm not the hugest Guns N' Roses fan. I like the debut, and that's really about it. But it's okay. It's just okay. We got Motorhead, Aftershock. Really cool artwork on this one. It's got like kind of the raised lettering as well. It's a digipack. Folds out three ways. Really good album though. Love Motorhead, one of my top 10 favorite bands of all time easily, and they never put out a bad album. Really good stuff. Next one kind of falls out of the metal realm. It's The Muse. I think it's just self-titled. I'm really into this band. I like their songs. They have a distinct sound. My ex-girlfriend actually got me into them. We saw them live once down in Toronto. They put on a really crazy live show too. Big production. Just a good band. Good indie hard rock band. Good stuff. System of a Down, Toxicity. Again, not really a big System of a Down guy, but I like a couple songs off this album. Picked it up cheap. Another one that was like Black Friday or Boxing Day or something that was like $5. But yeah, just added to my collection for cheap. Next one we got here is Suffocation, Pinnacle of Bedlam. Love Suffocation. I'm not a huge death metal guy, but they do it really well. For some reason, I think this is the only album I've ever picked up from theirs. I definitely have to pick up a couple more of their earlier stuff. But really good album, brutal death metal, really good stuff. Next one we got here is Storm Corrosion. This is a collaboration album from Steve Wilson and Michael Eichelfeld from Opeth. Opeth is my favorite band of all time, and I had to check this out. I love both of those artists. I just wanted to see what they would do together. Really cool album. Not quite the same as Opeth or whatever. It sounds more like a Steven Wilson kind of thing. But it's a pretty cool album. Cool little listen. Definitely a headphones album when you're kind of in the dark and just kind of vibing. Next one we got here is Mastodon, Crack the Sky, modern masterpiece and classic. Really cool album cover on this one as well. Not my favorite Mastodon album, but number 2, just behind Blood Mountain. But really strong album. Definitely a must in everyone's collection. We got Candlemass, Psalms for the Dead. Love Candlemass. I love doom metal. It's really atmospheric and heavy. Not their best album, but really solid. I kind of picked this up to fill in gaps because they have so many albums. But I haven't got a chance to pick them all up yet. I have a few of them, but there's just so many. I don't even have Nightfall yet. I'm not sure how I never picked up Nightfall yet, but it's one of my top 10 albums of all time. But I still have to get that one as well. Next we got Exodus. Exhibit B, The Human Condition. Cool artwork. This is when Frank Deuce was on vocals. I think when he was on vocals, it was really good. It was really heavy. This is a really strong album, really underrated in my opinion, but good stuff. Love Exodus. Probably my second favorite thrash band overall behind Testament. Next, we got Def Leppard, Rock of Ages, the definitive collection. This is just a double disc kind of best of I picked up for like $10. I'm not really a Def Leppard fan. I don't have any of their studio albums. So I picked this up just to have like their hits and like the popular songs in case somebody wanted to listen to it or whatever, or I wanted to hear a certain song of theirs or whatever, like a single. So I just picked it up for cheap. Next album gets a lot of flack from a lot of people. Greta Van Fleet. Those young kids who sound like Zeppelin, of course. I dig their music. I think it's really fun. It's heavy. It's rocking. It does sound like Zeppelin for sure, but who cares? Like, it sounds amazing. Sonically, it sounds good. The guy's vocals are really good. Like, for a kid that young, it's very impressive. He sounds really good. Next stack here. Let me just move these out of the way. Okay, next stack. We got Amorphia, Arms to Death. Really good thrash album out of India, of all places. These guys really blew me away how good it was. Again, I picked this up through CD and Records. They had them on there for a good price. Really killer album. Another one from Amorphia, Merciless Strike. Great thrash metal. If you're not familiar with these guys, definitely check them out. There's been some really good thrash metal coming out of that area, from India, Pakistan kind of area. Just check it out. You'll love it. The next 4 here, yeah, looks like they're all together. Next 4 here are all the same band. It's Chemicide, thrash band out of Puerto Rico. This one's called The Act of Retaliation. Really strong band. Kind of remind me of Havoc kind of sounding. Really strong stuff. Just some good, straightforward thrash metal. Sounds like the Bay Area thrash sound. Really good stuff. This is their latest release, Common Sense, from last year. Again, really good album. Definitely check it out. This is their debut, Episodes of Insanity. Cool artwork on this one. It's on the back there as well. And if you do check these guys out on YouTube or something, if you really dig their sound, head over to CDN Records. They, I think, have all 4 of these on there for like 10 or 12 bucks, maybe even less. That's Canadian prices. So if you're in the US, it'd probably be like 6 or 7 bucks each, like really cheap. And this is the 4th album, Inequality. Really cool artwork on this one, kind of more modern looking. Really cool stuff though. Really good thrash band out of Costa Rica. Love all their albums. Every time a new one comes out, I pick it up. And I actually did a ranking episode of this band as well, so definitely check that out as well. Next, we got Rise Against the Suffering of the Witness. Yeah, Witness. Kind of a modern punk band. I'm not usually into the newer punk stuff, but I really dig this band. They have a cool sound. I love their singles. They're just good songs, fun to listen to. Good stuff. Next we got another album that needs no introduction, Rain and Blood, Slayer. All-time classic, one of the greatest thrash albums of all time. Under 30 minutes of pure bliss and brutality. Incredible album. Then we got Scorpions, the Millennium Collection, Best Of. Again, just to have their hits and songs. I don't really have a lot of Scorpions studio albums, I'm surprised. I definitely need to pick up some of their stuff. I do like them a lot, but for some reason I always just focused more on picking up other bands, like filling in blanks for other bands. When I was doing this, looking through these stacks earlier, I was realizing how many bands I really love, but I have very little albums from each of them. It was kind of surprised me. Like Creator, I only have like 3 or 4 albums, and they have like probably close to like 20 albums now. I definitely have to grab more of their stuff. Next one here, Sword, killer stoner sludge metal band. This is by far their best album in my opinion. Really cool artwork. Love the colors. It's so vibrant. This is like a slipcase one. The inside's a little bit different there. But if you're into stoner, sludgy, 70s occult rock kind of blended in, psychedelic, definitely a cool band. Check these guys out. The next 3 looks like the same band. Grand Magus. This first one is Triumph and Power. Really cool traditional metal, power metal band. I think they're out of Germany maybe, or Sweden, somewhere over there in Europe. I can't remember the country, sorry. But really cool stuff. I picked this up at Nuclear Blast on a blind buy. Really loved one album. So I grabbed 2 others of theirs as well. The other one is The Hunt. One of their earlier albums, a little bit different in sound, a little heavier, but really good stuff. And then my favorite from them, Sword Songs. It's got some really crazy epic songs in here. Forged in Iron, Crowned in Steel, and Born for Battle. 2 really cool songs, really epic songs. Next we got Destruction, the German thrash band, Day of Reckoning. This is another band I only have literally like 2 or 3 albums of. I got into them much later, discovering the German bands. And for some reason, I just didn't really start buying up all their stuff. I kept buying filling in my collection for Testament or Exodus or Metallica or whatever else. It's always hard to keep up with all the bands. There's so many releases. And the next 4 are from the same band. This is where I'll get the guys in the comments saying poser, blah, 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 whatever. But I have Disturbed, Believe. This was my introduction to the band. I love the song Prayer. Really like that song Prayer, actually. It got me hooked right away. I dug their sound for a couple of years. I bought up like 4 of their albums, and I kind of lost track of them and kind of moved on to other things. I still listen to them from time to time, but not really as much as before. This is another one, Disturb the Sickness. Of course, it has the song Down with the Sickness, was their popular song. Pretty good tracks on there. And then 10,000 Fist, another release from Disturbed. And Indestructible was, I think, 2008. I think this was the last one I picked up from them. After this one, I kind of lost interest. They kind of started sounding samey to me, and I kind of just lost interest in that sound and started focusing more on like death metal and some other subgenres. The next one here is Dimmu Borgir. I always never know how to pronounce that. This is the only album I have of theirs. It's Abracadabra. Yeah. It's an okay album. It's not really my style of music. I didn't really get into it, to be honest. It's not horrible, but it's just not my thing. I think they're more on the black metal side, which I never really got into, but it's not bad. And the last one here for this video, guys, is Devil You Know, The Beauty of Destruction. This is a side project from the guys from Devil You Know. I want to say Killswitch Engage, or is that, no, that's Times of Grace. I'm drawing a blank now. But Devil You Know, great album. Really memorable songs on this one. Really fun stuff. Kind of a more of a metalcore similar kind of band, but pretty cool stuff. Good album cover as well. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you this video. Stay tuned for number 3 coming up in the next few days or week. I'm going to do these every couple of videos just to kind of get through my collection and show you what I got. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next video coming up soon, and keep it metal.